So, Grant, being a Fayetteville guy, what's it mean for the community to get to host a regional?
Yeah, I think it means everything. I have a lot of friends and a lot of family texting me and telling me they're excited. You know what I mean? I'm glad they can come watch, and it means a lot to me being from Fayetteville, and I know Carson too. But for the whole team, just to be back here, we felt cooped up for a little while there in Hoover, but we're glad to be back.
What was it like to see guys like Chad and Don and pretty much the whole lineup producing down in Hoover, hitting like that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's something we needed, and I think a lot of their hits, we can take away that, they helped the team win. It's not just, about their hits and stuff, but those hits that they got really helped us win, and we needed them. So, just to see guys produce like that, I'm really happy for them, and not only, but we're winning games too, so that's good.
And then preseason expectations for Jack Spiggers until now, how have you seen him develop?
Yeah, no, he's definitely developed, but all that stuff that he's doing right now is stuff that we saw and stuff that we thought he could do. And like I said, seeing him in the fall and how he played short and how he swung the bat and how consistent he was, we're not surprised by what he's doing. What he's doing is amazing, but, that's something that we're not too surprised by because of how great a player he is.
What's the best dugout reaction you've seen for one of the Chad's Bamford home runs over the weekend?
I don't know. I think they all just get – you can't really pick one just because everybody's going crazy every time. I think it got to a point where it was just kind of everyone expected it, so there wasn't really many more celebrations. It was just kind of high-fiving Chad, and not like a silent treatment, but a little bit.
Bringing the regionals back to Fayetteville since 2020, how is that for you to be a part of?
Yeah, it's huge. Like I said, it's an advantage for us, but we also know that every team we play is tough. But being at Baum, like I said, and having our families be able to come out, and a lot of guys are from here, and like I said, guys that have been around the program and seen it happen. And like I said, I've had season tickets for forever, and I've seen it happen too. And so just kind of being a part of it is special to me.
These rosters, Missouri State, Oklahoma State, I figure these are probably some guys that you all have seen growing up. I mean, would that be the case?
Yeah, a little bit. And like I said, we faced Oklahoma State earlier in the year, but their teams kind of that we've been around a lot lately, and that I've seen play and stuff like that. So it should be fun, kind of getting to do it over again.
I mean, obviously you guys want to win and move on, but is there a little bit of regional pride given the proximity between the schools and the familiarity that you guys have with each other?
Yeah, there is, and I think it can get overcomplicated a little bit, but because we just kind of take the same approach every day, and like we're just going to go out and play our game. It's not really about them, but at the same time we know that there has been some history there and stuff like that, but we just try to stay within us and kind of do what we do.
Casey shut down Florida the other day, but really maybe the best team he had faced before that was Grand Canyon, Memphis, something like that. I mean, how impressed were you to see him, really in his first big SEC role?
Yeah, I was really impressed, and like I said, he's a guy with the demeanor that I thought could do that and go into that situation and not be scared, because he's that type of guy who's always straight faced. He's always all business, and I said for a long time, I think he can be that kind of pitcher for us, and he had all those, like he had 3 pitches working that day that he could throw for strikes, and he's not a guy that'll overpower you, but like I said, I think, I've always thought he could be a pitcher, that kind of pitcher for us, that just kind of confuses hitters and goes out there and gives us a really strong outing, and that kind of showed. And early in the season, I think in midweek at down in Little Rock, he showed that too, and almost threw a no-hitter. And like I said, moving forward, that's huge for us to have him step up the way he did.
I know there have been a couple of games, maybe 3, where the bullpens let it get away, but more often than not, they've been able to shut it down. I mean, I wonder how long it took. When did you kind of see that those roles were coming together, that guys were starting to kind of fit into the pieces that you needed in the back end?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a growth period that kind of had to happen, and there's some games where it did kind of slip, and we kind of feel it slip. But I think kind of after the LSU series is kind of when people kind of started to say, hey, that's not kind of what's going to happen this year, and guys just kind of, because guys have had different roles every time, and then you have guys that start locking down roles and pitch every day, and like Jake Reindl and Taccolini taking on a new role and whatever role he needs to and stuff like that. And it's big for us. I think a lot of guys can pitch in a lot of different roles, and just kind of that belief factor that, it's not going to slip this time,
How hard do you think Koch's cutter is to hit the first time through the order?
I think it's pretty hard. It's near impossible. I mean, especially coming at you, and like people don't realize he throws 4 pitches, and the cutter's his main one, but he throws those 4 pitches and shows them, and in different counts, and I think that's what keeps him honest. But the cutter's hard, man. It's hard to see, and he's done a great job throwing it for strikes because I know it's tough and his stuff moves a lot of different ways. But I think throwing it for strikes is big for him too.
Throws for, but it seems like that's his. He throws that first and he throws it last, I think.
Yeah, no, it's one of those pitches where it's kind of just his pitch that he's kind of crafted. I think he's spent a lot of time with it, and he's always had it. And then this year he kind of just perfected it a little bit, and so that's the pitch that we're comfortable with. But I mean, I think all four work for him too.
Stefan's got a pretty good slider. I mean, is there a battle there for which is the best on the team?
I don't know. You might have to ask them. I haven't really talked to him about it. I think maybe, but I think Trevor's got a few of his own too, so that'll be fun to ask them. But I don't know.
Back to Murphy for a second. How confidence building do you think that is to maybe have a number 3 starter like him when you guys did kind of try to figure that out throughout most of the year?
Yeah, it's big, and I think a lot of guys can fill that role, but having a guy like that just do what he did and kind of show us that hey, this is what I can do, and kind of put it all on the table like that, like he did in a big situation in a big game for us. I mean, that's a lot of confidence for us, and then we know that we also have guys like Dom who can do it and guys like Jake who can do it, but Murph stepping up like that's definitely some confidence because it's an area that we try to figure it out. But looking back, we've won a lot of Sunday games, which is big, and we've won a lot of big games kind of with it not totally figured out. So I think we're going to get it done no matter what, but Casey's big for us.
You feeling